We need to talk about Knock at the Cabin.
Hell yeah, we do. Um, what did you think?
What do you
Just
think?
initial thoughts. I'm disappointed.
Are you?
I'm so disappointed.
Wow. I thought it was cute.
I think it's cute, but where the fuck was the twist?
Yeah, I
I
was
mean, that's
thinking the
just what
same
I
thing.
expect from him.
Yes.
I mean, truly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a good plot twister.
And he usually just gives just some shock. And obviously, the movie is exactly what you'd expect from the trailer. There's no twist. Not really.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I was obviously waiting for the big twist that never came.
Right.
But I don't know. On some level, it made me kind of appreciate the movie for what it was. I think my standards for M. Night are very high,
Same.
and I obviously expect something very specific, which is a major plot twist that I couldn't have thought of myself.
Right. Or just, more of a story. Not to say that there's not a story. There is, but anyways,
Yeah, before we get into it, why don't you tell me what you'd rate it?
I think I'd rate it like a 6.8.
Oh my god, I'd give it an 8.5.
Okay.
Holy shit, you really didn't like it.
I did like it. Okay. It was an entertaining movie and like it was cute, it was fun, but there's like holes for me.
Mm.
It left me like needing more information or something.
Yeah,
And like I said, there was no twist. I was expecting that. So I was disappointed when that did not happen.
yeah. I mean, there was really no explanation for anything. It just was what it was. But I don't know. It's weird because typically that's something that would really, really piss me off. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean there's
You
no
know what? Why I
reason
know
for
that you
this?
loved it so much? Because that ending was so wrapped up tight and bow. I mean, like they could have ended it before giving us like what happens after they leave this cabin, and they gave you that.
They gave
That's the
me
thing.
Win? Was that her name?
Yeah.
They gave me Win as an adult and Andrew as a grandpa. That concluded. This is them in the
Yeah.
future.
I mean, they really did conclude it and
Okay, but no, that's not why I liked it. I was gonna say typically this is something that would piss me off to no end. I mean, I would typically be fuming at something like this. Well, no, I wouldn't be fuming, I guess. I'd just be like, what the hell? Like, what the hell was the point of that?
okay.
Is typically how I'd feel. But there was almost this cat and mouse game the entire movie of, is this for real or not? Because Andrew and Eric, they kept saying like this wasn't even posted, this isn't even live, like they're
Yeah.
full of shit, they're fucking crazy, and it's something that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like it's not adding up. I'm expecting it to be grounded in some sort of reality that no way like this can possibly be true because logically that could never happen. And so I'm
That
waiting for,
they have to make this decision.
yeah, it's just not
Yeah.
making sense. And
And I
but
was waiting for that because M. Night, he does a really good job of making it somehow make sense. Something
yeah,
crazy that doesn't make sense, he makes it make sense. And
mhm.
it never really made sense to me in any sort of science or logical way. And he usually does that.
Yeah, I know. And I seriously get that frustration, but I don't know. My perspective of the movie had to alter. It had to shift into a different point of view. And I was looking at the movie in a different way, of more of just this seriously crazy situation. And it was really sad too. And their constant flashbacks, knowing that this is the last time they'll ever like be together, see each other. At the end, Eric is gonna
Yeah.
die. And there's all these flashbacks of their relationship over time and how much they're there for each other and how much they need each other, et cetera, et cetera. And the trials and tribulations they go through being gay and
Yeah.
obviously having each other as their, so especially with, that motherfucker who beat his ass, but also his family dynamics and
Right.
all sorts of shit. And obviously when
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's so fucking cute, like obviously, and it
Yeah.
was just the cutest little family. And I thought Eric's like sacrifice of himself at the end. So like I've seen this actor. Um I can't think of like all the things I've seen him, but I know that I've seen him in Mindhunter as the like FBI agent. And in this movie, I thought at least when they're at the cabin, he's very, I don't know. He's not like really doing much mentally, and I'm giving all that credit to his concussion,
Yeah.
because he got his head really
Yeah.
fucked. But I don't know, it was almost like he was from pretty much the beginning. He had thought there's a high possibility this is true, especially since he said he saw someone in that
Mm-hmm.
mirror. I think from that moment on, he was like playing with himself. Like, is this true or not? I don't know
Yeah.
what to believe. And by the end of it, obviously, really believing this has to be true. And I'm sure there have been families over all of history who've experienced this shit.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. And I do think that it was a really cute family and that story was cute. And I loved the directing. I thought it was really fun to watch. And I think it was good. It just, the plot just wasn't really there for me that much. I mean, okay, whenever we kept seeing the trailer like a million times, and I'm sure everyone has seen the trailer a million times, that all happened really, it felt like early in the movie.
Hmm.
So I was really expecting there to be some kind of change at some point,
Totally. I agree.
and it just didn't.
In fact, I was stoked that within 20 minutes I've already seen the whole trailer
Right.
because I don't know what could happen from here.
And so I was really expecting something.
It was incredibly
Yeah.
simple story. Uh, yeah. I thought the directing, in my opinion, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He did not, from, I think when we were watching the intro, kind of, I guess, credits, the names of whoever is in this and shit, it doesn't look like he wrote it. It looked like he might have adapted it from,
It's a book.
yeah, that's what I thought, called Cabin fucking something.
Knock at the Cabin.
Are you sure?
I think.
It
It's
don't think it
written
was.
and directed by him. I guess it's, anyways.
It doesn't say based off a book from like the name of the book.
Yeah, by Paul G. Tremblay. This is on Wikipedia, by the way. And
Okay.
he wrote the screenplay from an initial draft by Steve Desmond and Michael Sherman. But the book was written by somebody else. So I don't know. Maybe somewhere along the way of like four different people, something got like lost. I don't know. I just like feel like there needs to be more information on these people and like why did they have to kill themselves every time? I know it's to unleash the next thing, but why were they even to unleash it?
Right. I
I'm just like
agree.
that's frustrating that I don't have that information. If they could have like even given me something
Yeah.
like to fill these like gaps that I'm missing.
I agree. I
That
really
part
do.
really frustrates me because it could be really good. And maybe the book does have this.
I agree. And I was thinking about its replay value, and it's weird because I mean it's not high, but it was something comforting about the whole aesthetic of it to me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. And so I'm saying in terms of directing itself, I'm gonna say strictly on cinematography and the directing style. I think if this was your script, let's say
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who wrote it, just this is the script regardless,
Yeah.
and you have to direct this movie, good job, I think.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, I mean obviously I thought they could have gone harder in pretty much every area of the story, including their relationship, including their hardships, including the people who showed up to kill them,
Right.
including the reason why, and even including honestly some of the natural disasters and shit. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that I felt like you could have gone harder in pretty much every direction.
That's how I feel. It left me needing more,
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
but I still really liked it. It's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I get, obviously, I think from you, you've heard kind of mixed reviews.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard mostly good, but a couple poor reviews.
yeah, and maybe because, my family did not really like this movie.
Oh, they didn't.
Ugh, they didn't really go into it. They just said kind of the same thing, like, what? That, like, that's it? No, like, there was no twist. There was nothing, you know, like that. So they felt similarly to how I felt. That I don't think that they think it's horrible. It's just we are all expecting more. But I loved like I just feel like they could have just made me love it more. you know?
Yeah, there's something about it that I really appreciate, and I think it was having the main character's perspective of a gay couple and what that's like. And
Yeah.
especially there was a line Leonard I think had said, I think your family was chosen because your love for each other is so pure.
Yeah, that's
And
what I really liked. I mean, at least they gave that because or else it wouldn't really have made sense.
I think it to me it felt refreshing. I think I'll put it this way. I don't know. I would have the same issues if this was a heterosexual cisgender couple. I would have the same, okay, you could have gone harder in, you could have explained more in probably every
Yeah.
area. However, I do think this was refreshing in terms of entertainment. It was
Yeah.
like a perspective of like just a family that is dealing with shit for no reason. Like you're like a literal representation
Yeah.
of almost what it's like to be gay or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they didn't do anything to deserve it. They kept saying we didn't do anything to deserve it, and that's exactly why
Yeah,
they were the
and
ones that were chosen.
Andrew had said a couple times like we've spent our whole lives being targeted for fucking no reason.
Yeah.
I think that all of their, like I said, flashbacks were, I thought it was important to have this in entertainment, especially such a blockbuster movie, because you're really seeing how, like, if you think of homophobic people, how fucking out of your mind you are. Or
Yeah.
even like the Andrew's parents, like watching them just hissed at this dinner meeting Eric,
Yeah.
fucking fuming, can't even stay, disgusted, mostly
Mhm.
repulsed, and can't even stick around for longer than 45 minutes after driving 7 hours to come
Right.
meet him. And you're seeing this and you're thinking, like, what? Like, the fuck is up your asshole?
Yeah.
Seriously, you are so fucking out of control. And I think that's so refreshing to see on screen, especially with their adopted child in this literal, perfect, happy, normal fucking family.
Yeah.
And in society, this family, I'm sure, gets torn to bits here, there, fucking everywhere,
Yeah.
all the time, for no fucking
I think
reason.
even the little girl said her teacher
Yeah,
would like,
like question, you have two dads.
I think she would say it in a way of supporting it, but then the daughter was like, I can tell it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of out of pocket, but totally. I respect the movie so much in that way.
To me, what's grounding me in liking her is the family, the dynamic between them, their love, and the cinematography. I really did like.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought it
I
was
seriously
aesthetically pleasing.
I was entertained and I really did like it. It just,
See, this is one
as
of
a
those.
movie, I just need it to be more like
th-
of a story.
yeah, I mean, obviously I feel similar. I was thinking during the movie, it's almost like a bad movie, like it'd probably be a C plus movie if it
Mhm.
was made by anyone else.
Yeah.
But it's like a B movie that M. Night decided to direct.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, oh, it's better than
Yeah.
just this shit movie. I mean, obviously, if this was some random Netflix movie, I wouldn't think about it probably much again. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It was a really weird concept. Obviously, if it was explained why anything,
Yeah. I mean, they kind of explained it and they explained what each person stood for.
but even then,
And I just don't get why they had to kill themselves. I didn't get why. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's like something deeper about the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I don't really know anything about that. So maybe that's the missing puzzle piece.
yeah.
Um, but regardless, it was just kind of, I wish they went into it more, maybe went into these people's lives more. Um,
So what did you like? How about you tell me that?
I mean, I like the same thing as you. I really liked the family. I thought they were just so amazing and they were, I think everyone was entertaining to watch too. I liked all the people except obviously Ronald Weasley.
Yeah, what the hell was his problem?
He was the worst.
He was out of control.
And like those suicide scenes were really intense.
Yeah, with their fucking bags over their head.
It's, yeah, like something so crazy. I felt so horrible when the little brown haired bitch, whenever she got, it was her turn. She's like, I really don't want to die. Like, I have a son. And obviously, we find out that's all true.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, it was
Um,
it was just like I said, I feel like I just wanted more and I expected more. I expected there to be a twist if there was not more. Like, oh, this was all fake. Like, because sometimes it feels like you could have made it like almost a horror movie and all this was fake and they just made him kill his husband after everyone else is dead for no reason,
yeah, I mean, obviously,
which I would not have liked that. Not really, but
if I was to tell someone every detail about this movie and they've never heard anything of it, they're completely oblivious to it. Um, I think they'd be like, okay, like what? What's the
yeah.
fucking point of that? I don't understand. I mean, I don't really know either. You had to be there,
Yeah. And
but
that daughter was just so precious. She was really so amazing. And I really feel like she did such a good job. She's so little. And she did such a good job acting. Don't you think?
when?
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. She was amazing. I
She was
loved her.
so
She was
good.
so cute.
She was so cute.
So from what I can tell, the four horsemen, if the apocalypse is part of a Christian scripture.
Yeah. See, I knew I was missing something. Obviously, I knew it was spiritual. Something from the Bible. It's just, I just still, it does not explain why they had to kill themselves. Are they like, I mean, I don't even know.
Actually, I don't know for sure. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. Figures in the Christian scriptures in the book of Revelation. Okay. Um yeah. So that's them. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's as far as it seems to fucking go. The research I can find. What did you think of the ending itself? We'll say from Eric's death on.
I mean, I want to know how the fuck they're going to explain this burning cabin with all these bodies that they're going to obviously be able to tell, even with the outside ones, that, you know, they were not killed by one of these, an airplane crash or getting struck by lightning. They're going to, how's Andrew going to get out of this? Because he's the only one left standing. And yeah, there's just no way in hell. I mean, how are they going to explain that?
Explain what?
All of those bodies that were murdered
Oh, they
at that
got burned
cabin,
up. They'll
they're
never.
gonna,
They're gonna disintegrate into dust.
they're not.
Yeah.
And some of the bodies were outside the cabin.
The whole forest is on fire.
Actually, all of the bodies except for Eric. The whole forest is on
Andrew,
fire.
Andrew, and Len are on the run, and that's for Knock at the Cabin too.
Yeah, maybe I need a part two. We always say that. I need a part two. I just need like
But what I was
something.
asking you was more so, what do you think about the relationship between Eric and Len, Andrew and Len, without Eric?
Obviously, it's cute. I mean, they have so much love for each other. I think that Andrew, I don't know how you're going to recover from this. Children recover much easier. So hopefully, and obviously, her future self is looking great, looking real good. But are you okay, Andrew? Like, are you gonna be okay?
Because I thought, when he goes up to the treehouse, because they had told her to put on her
Yeah.
headphones, and she asked if he saved the world. I
Hmm.
thought that was a really cute scene because he started crying.
Yeah.
But he did save the world. And then when they go to the diner and they're
Hmm.
watching this whole
Everything's
this
clearing up.
and contemplating whether to put on boogie shoes back and forth, is this too soon to listen to this song anymore? And I like that one stepped in there when he turned it off to play
I
it,
felt like
and then felt like, okay, maybe this is,
not okay.
yeah, and then turns it off, and then he
Yeah,
plays it
no, I
back.
thought that was really cute. And to me, it felt like, okay, obviously, we're going straight into a religious theme here. And it felt like Eric giving them like everything's good, like it's okay from the grave. His spirit was there with them saying it's gonna be okay. In my head, I thought it was just really cute.
Yeah, I thought it was really sad. Obviously, it was heartbreaking.
I know it really was, and it just is crazy because, like I said, they didn't really have to kill themselves, and
They
they could
did.
have they
They
could have
had
still
to.
been alive.
No, they'd be wandering the earth, just them. Everyone's dead.
No, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Those people, they didn't have to kill themselves. is what I'm saying. Because obviously at the end, Eric still had to get shot.
Oh, yeah, right.
So
Well, like, that's how they said it has to go. They said that's what
we
their
know, but
fucking
listen,
vision say.
they said no. They had to say that speech, like this part of humanity will suffer or die or whatever, and then they were killed, and then they said, okay, now this is released. Because remember, each level was something being released. And it was like, then at that point, why are you killing somebody to release this thing? Oh, I don't know. See what I mean? Like, this is why this movie is like a little bit frustrating in my head because I need that information.
I agree. It's so weird to me how I'm really okay without it because
I
that's
know
not
it's
like
usually the
me.
opposite.
Yeah,
I feel like,
usually like I said, I would be like, what? Oh, I'm flip the fucking table, you know? But I don't know. It felt like a simple story. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10, but I did think it was cute. I thought it was pretty. I thought it was fun to watch. And I think there was a really grounding, pure, loving energy surrounding the whole
yeah.
movie. And I think that was obviously coming from the family.
Did you have a favorite of the four horsemen?
Yeah, the
The
black,
nurse?
yeah.
Same.
Yeah. She fucking killed me. She reminded me of that woman in Old who also killed me,
Oh,
which I'm not gonna get
yeah.
into, but this woman had something similar where it's the eyes, your sad
I
eyes, you're
know.
so trustworthy as like I can tell as a person.
Yeah.
And I can tell you don't want to harm anyone.
Yeah.
And even when she concussed Eric by accident, she felt terrible.
Even when she got the back of Andrew's leg and then she was sticking him in the side with that thing. And
I
she's like,
know.
yeah, and then he pulled the gun on her and she was so scared. And I don't know. There were just moments of comedic relief that I really liked. Even with the other girl, the
Yeah.
mom. I thought
Mm-mm.
she was so funny at once. She
You
had those
did.
crazy eyes. Yeah, she felt like a comedian or something. I don't know.
She probably is. But yeah, no, I really like that black lady. She made me feel safe despite her, here to murder,
Yeah.
basically. Well, you know,
Do you think Leonard did a good job? Because he was the main,
I think Leonard did his part.
for sure.
I'll just leave it there, yeah.
And honorable mention, M. Night.
Oh
I
yeah.
love those
I love the
cameos.
cameo of the fried chicken air fryer
Oh my
commercial.
gosh. I know. He's so funny putting himself in these roles. And he'll make it like such a point for no reason.
He wants to. It's his shit.
I know. I love it.
I respect it.
I do too.
Anyway, yeah, it's so weird because I actually still like it.
It feels
But
like your rating is like going up as
it's
we talk.
not. Because I thought about this once I left the movie. I left the movie on more of a sour note, and it took me a couple beats, like if some processing
I
to
agree.
appreciate it longer. I mean, it took me a minute. I didn't immediately feel like, oh, that was so cute. That was amazing. Fuck no.
Yeah.
But sitting with it for a bit, processing it, I enjoyed it. I thought it was seriously so cute. It was almost precious and sad.
I get what you mean. And my rating is really how I felt after seeing the movie. And I still really like the movie. It just doesn't feel fair for me to say this is an 8.2 for me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't like in a logical sense, like make sense. But I really, really did like it. It's just I have a
I,
conflicting feeling about it.
yeah, I mean, I'm going solely off of personal feelings and opinions.
Yeah.
I'm not doing as much hardcore critiquing, but uh I think this is gonna sound so almost hippie, but I love the energy of the movie.
I agree.
The energy is so good that even if I had the movie theater poster like on my wall of Knock at
Yeah.
the Cabin, I wouldn't mind it. It's this movie has such a good energy to it.
Every single one of M. Night's movies gives me this feeling.
Yeah,
And I always like their comfort movies or something
I know.
for me. And I totally agree with you. The energy is really good for some reason.
I
And
love
it
it.
must be him. He does such a good job at even if like something's wrong, something seriously wrong with the movie, like it has plot holes, it's still like is a good movie. So, anyways, I did like it. Sorry about the 6.8 or whatever I said, but I did like it.
Yeah, I really do too. Like I said, a lot of what I'm saying is coming off of uh I really like the energy of it. Sweet. But yeah, I mean it made me feel good. It made me feel happy and sad, and not every movie makes me feel these kind of warm,
Yeah,
almost what's the word I'm looking for? Like wholesome
yeah,
emotions.
I totally get that.
And that family really did for me. They did. And I think also, as much of the story maybe wasn't written or explained, it still was an interesting concept,
Yeah,
regardless. I mean, this wasn't just some regular family with random people who were gonna like one of you just kill yourself just cause.
yeah,
And yeah, technically that is like the story, but it's still in like we're the four horsemen and one of you needs to make this choice or the whole fucking world will die. And how could a family make this choice?
yeah.
I mean, it's such a what do you do in this situation? And who could decide this? I don't know who's gonna die at the end
And you can't
at all.
kill yourself
In
because
fact,
we've talked about this even when the trailer came out. Like, what would you do? I'd be like, I'd sacrifice myself. Like, if it's going against my child and a person I'm married to, yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice myself if I have to. But I totally get Andrew being like, this is fake. Cause like I would think the same thing. Like, this sounds like such bullshit. I don't even care. Like, if it feels like before they even got to the cabin, they put like a DVD in the TV and like knew what to put it on, like at this point. And it doesn't make sense that they would even do that, maybe for some sick game. But I would just be like, this has to be a sick game. There's no way. It doesn't make sense. Like,
there's another element that I really liked of there was no way that they could escape this situation, and I thought that was really interesting because the whole movie, whether Wen was trying to run through the woods or Andrew was getting his gun out of the car,
and the tires were
or
slashed.
anything, the whole movie is them running from this situation, trying to get the fuck out of it, and they can't. No matter what, they are
Mm-hmm.
being brought right back to the same fucking cabin, same story.
Yeah.
Decide, hurry up, same deal. And at the end, they still can't even escape this, I guess, fate
Yeah.
of that they've been selected, and unfair. How unfair that is that they have been.
Yeah. It's totally horrible.
Yeah, I did think this is maybe a little, what's the word when you're like into dark shit. Like it's a little, I don't know, blank of me. But I do think I wanted more horrific uh apocalyptic scenes.
Oh
I love a
yeah,
good
no, I
tsunami.
agree.
I love a good tsunami. and it was scary.
I was thinking when the tsunami was happening, is this what your nightmares look like?
Yeah, it's the tsunamis are so scary.
No, they're so scary. And I was like, how the wave was getting big so fast.
That's how
And
they do. It's terrifying, and you start to realize real quick you can't outrun this. There's nothing you can do.
yeah, that was horrible. But yeah, I did want more like footage of
Yeah,
what was happening, even the airplanes crashing. And
yeah,
I was
I
like, I
know.
needed to see more of like, this is so fucking serious right now.
Yeah,
Even the deaths, like of the children of like this plague,
I know. Is this
they
rated
barely
like
even.
PG-13?
No, we had to get our ID. We had to get ID when we went in, but um,
Okay, well, I don't know why
but they
because
even show they barely showed them getting
yeah,
killed.
it doesn't feel like there was even anything that vulgar.
They would always like cut the camera off or put on something else when somebody was getting.
Yeah, the murders weren't even really on screen.
Yeah, I know. Super weird.
Are you looking at the rating?
Yeah, it's R.
That's so bizarre. I mean, there's nothing it felt like intense enough.
I mean, the deaths were like pretty gruesome, but they just didn't show it that much. But they kind of, I don't know. I agree. It probably should be a rated R movie because maybe this would get into like a little kid's head, like a 13-year-old. Give him nightmares.
Oh my god. Whatever. I think a 13-year-old could power through. I really think.
They could. Let's
Um,
be real. But
like, let's
anyways,
just be fucking for real for a second.
I really don't have anything else to say. Do you have any more input?
No, I don't think so. I I would say my final thoughts. I thought it was cute, simple. I understand everyone's frustration with it if you do have it. I'm not oblivious to it. And for whatever reason, I still really liked it. Those are my final thoughts.
True. True. I feel that. All right.